You about to be mad.
There's no sound effects.
Nah, even worse than that. That whole thing was just muted.
So nobody heard.
Woo! We haven't had technical difficulties in the cool like 6 months. I think we were due
So
for
we've
it.
been on for like 10 minutes and no one's heard anything.
No, we were on for 4 minutes and 50 seconds and nobody heard any of it.
So what was I doing Avant? So we were an Avant song and no one heard it.
I'm gonna you know what.
I don't know who came out with the song 4 minutes, but I just attribute it to Avant. I'm probably wrong.
I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, man, once again, third intro this show. This is Touchdowns and Tangents, live from the Good News radio station. Shout out to the X Squad affiliate. Shout out to FBC Radio. I'm PD Camarillo.
I'm Kenneth Frank James Barry. Hi, Mom.
And this is Touchdowns and Tangents, your weekly spot for NFL takes, topical tangents, and context for the culture.
Culturally concise content.
Did I leave anything out?
Yeah, we podcast like a journalist.
I hate that one. But we got a bunch of NFL free agency content coming up for you in case you didn't know, because this is the third time of me saying it. And even though you probably didn't hear it the first two, I'm already annoyed of saying it.
With his monotone voice.
That struck a chord.
Yeah, don't swear. So technically, I guess we're good. So don't drop an F-bomb.
Yeah. We can't go another week without dropping an F-bomb because it was muted last time.
So you can't say an F-bomb
But yeah,
this episode.
we're starting a swear jar
This week.
next week.
No, there are witnesses in this room. If you swear, you owe.
No, you can't do swear jars with IOU. That's just corny.
You're not putting we're not doing swear
Then we're
jars
just
with
doing a
layaways.
piggy bank.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Just Venmo me the money at that point.
We might have to just do it for push-ups.
That voice from the great beyond. That was pettiness personified right there.
All right, man. So without further ado, NFL free agency. Who won? Who lost? Who's left? And why does it matter? Without the see, doesn't it sound a lot better when I say why doesn't it effing matter? It does. You know it does.
You didn't
You're
even
looking
have to
at
say
me.
effing. You didn't have to curse.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't. So don't.
All right. Anyways, Kenny, who's your winner and who's your loser? Because you already told me off air and it was trash. And I wish you didn't tell me off air because I wanted to have a better reaction.
I didn't say anything off air. I would say there are multiple winners.
Cornball.
Starting with the Cleveland Browns. That's the most obvious. Then I would say the San Francisco 49ers. And then the loser would be the Pittsburgh.
Tell why these are your winners. Who did they sign?
I'm going to get to the losers. The losers are clearly the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I'm going to get to that. And the New York Giants. Total losers. Epic loot. Like losery to the highest level of losery. So when it comes to the Niners, and it's rough for me to say this because I hate that franchise and it makes me nauseous even talking about the 49ers. But they traded for D Ford and only gave up like a second-round pick and paid him like a 5-year, $87.5 million contract. It wasn't all guaranteed. But still, that's insane to get a dude in his prime and they have the second pick in the draft. Like, they have D Ford, Solomon Thomas, Eric Armstead, DeForest Buckner. And Armstead, honestly, is kind of a bust. But still, like, you have a guy like DeForest Buckner who had, like, I think 12.5 sacks this year. That's crazy. And then you throw in D Ford. I don't know what hybrid defense they're running this year, but the Niners are going to be a problem. I think didn't they get Jason Verrett too?
Yeah, they did actually just get Jason Verrett today
for the Chargers, which is good if he. I
completely disagree with you, and here's why.
I didn't get to my second. I didn't get to the second winner.
All right, here you go.
So the second winner, the most obvious, the Cleveland Browns. Jarvis Landry was talking about getting Odell to the Browns like when he first got here, like a year ago. So you factor in the fact that they got Odell, gave up Jabril Peppers, which honestly he probably wasn't going to be their starter anyway, because Kindred was like right on his heels, the other safety. You give up a third and a fifth, okay, and not a third and a fifth. You give up your first round pick, and I think a first and a third, to get arguably
first and the third, first and the 15th.
Yeah, whatever. So you give up that for a surefire receiver in his prime who already has a paid contract, who they're probably going to just prorate his years and like make sure that he gets more of his money up front in the first 3 years, and the last 2 years are probably like optional. That's genius because Antonio Brown did that. Antonio Brown's really the biggest winner here, but I'm talking about teams, not individuals. So, yeah, the fact that they... And then the Browns could still get Eric Berry because the Chiefs cut him. The Browns could get Eric Berry, start him at strong safety, walk out there with Olivier Vernon at defensive end next to, a freak of nature and former first overall pick, Myles Garrett. You got Sheldon Richardson at 3 technique. I forget who the other D tackle is, but I think he came out of Charlotte or something. But I know who you're talking about. He'll be the nose tackle. Yeah, you cut Jamie Collins, but he was a freelancer, so really you can find a better linebacker in the draft. You got Schobert. You hope that Christian Kirksey comes back from his concussions. You already got Denzel Ward, who's a lockdown corner. All you really need is another corner. And try to sign Eric Berry and draft some decent tackles. They traded Kevin Zeitler to the Giants to get Odell. And Baker Mayfield set the rookie passing record for touchdowns as a rookie. And he's going to his second year with Odell Beckham, David Njoku, Jarvis Landry, Rashad Hollywood Higgins, and Antonio Callaway. Oh, and did I mention Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt? That's pretty horrifying.
Okay, can I talk now?
The Browns are on paper the best team in the AFC North by a lot.
Can we talk? Can I talk now?
Yes, you may.
Thanks, boss.
No problem.
So, first of all, I agree with what you said about the Cleveland Browns. I think the Cleveland Browns are definitely a winner in this free agent. Even outside of Odell Beckham Jr., but getting Olivier Vernon, getting him as a pass rusher, really, as much as we loved Jabril Peppers and as much as we wanted him to succeed, I think it made sense for him to get moved. I think he needed a fresh start. But I really like what Cleveland did. I disagree with you on the 49ers. I don't like what they did at all outside of Tevin Coleman, who I really desperately wanted to go to the Raiders.
I forgot about Tevin Coleman.
He can actually start as a receiver and a running back. But, he's a better version of Jerick McKinnon. So that's kind of redundant to me.
And Bryda. They have like 4 running backs
who do the same exact thing.
And are kind of really good.
But, yeah, so, ultimately, I think it's an L because I don't think Quan Alexander's going to pay off on that $14 million contract.
Oh, yeah, because he led the league in missed tackles?
Yeah, I think they said all the linebackers in the NFL, only like 2 of them had 50 missed tackles.
He had 78.
And he had 78. So he by far led the group in terms of missed tackles.
If you're going to fail, you kind of want to fail the best.
And D Ford, he had a breakout year. And even a couple years ago, he had a good year when he kind of broke on as a starter over Tamba Ali. But let's not hide the fact that he's been surrounded by pretty good players in
Chris Jones and Justin Houston.
Yeah, and even Tamba Ali before that.
Are you also gonna he's also on Auburn pass rushers?
That, and he's also still a liability against the run. So even though the 49ers actually have guys who can stop the run on defense, like Arik Armstead, who that's literally all he can do, despite being a top 10 pick. But I digress. Point is,
Eric Armstead was always going to be a bust. We knew it.
We did. We really wanted to believe in his athleticism, though. But yeah, I mean,
He's Tyson Jackson.
Something like that. Something along those lines. So, for me, I think the 49ers, they just spent a lot of money for no damn reason. Jason Verrett, I mean, I get it. Take a chance on a corner who was a Pro Bowl corner, but dude's literally played in, I think, like one game in 3 seasons. Like, he literally hasn't played since 2015, which was his last Pro Bowl year. And honestly, he doesn't really even fit their scheme. I mean, between Richard Sherman, Ahkello Witherspoon, they like bigger corners. So that's why adding him didn't really make sense. And they re-signed Jimmy Ward, which we all know he's a bust. Not just because he doesn't have an actual position in the league, but because he's constantly hurt. Too small to play safety. Too big to play corner. The tragic story of most of the 49ers draft picks at DB.
Ouch.
But yeah, I just don't like it. And then, I mean, I get what you're saying in terms of like, yeah, they also have the draft, but